designer and illustrator. It's nice to see you again on YouTube. Today I wanted to talk to you about agents, whether to have an agent or not to have an agent if you're a surface pattern designer, and just talk about my experience. But the first thing is you've got to think about whether getting an agent is the right thing. So the reasons why you shouldn't get an agent, the first thing is if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner in surface pattern design, you're finding your feet. Finding an agent or looking for an agent is probably not the best thing, but I would try and get yourself in the industry first, whether you're doing print on demand sites or you're reaching clients yourself. Do that first before you get an agent, just to find your feet, find your style, and find what works for you. The second reason why you shouldn't get an agent is if you're looking for money straight away. It usually takes about 6 to 12 months before you get anything. So take that into consideration before you apply for an agent. The third thing why you shouldn't apply to get an agent, if you're not looking to promote yourself, self-promotion is still required for you to get work. So if you don't want to promote yourself, I wouldn't get an agent, because though they do promote you, it's not going to be enough. Fourth thing is if you're not willing to work with the agent, so if you're not willing to make more work, produce more work, because they will ask you to probably produce, like if you're doing surface pattern, probably collections every month. If you're not able to do that, then I wouldn't go for an agent. So the reasons why you should go for an agent is if you have licensed your work before, or you have worked with a company before. It doesn't have to be a big company, even if it's a small company, and you're finding your feet and you just want that extra support, then this is a good reason why you should get an agent. Another reason is if you're trying to expand your business and you feel like you're overloaded with doing extra work, or you need that little bit of space or buffer, then I would get an agent. If you are someone who's very proactive and you like to speak to others and you want to get more information, looking at trends, what works, what sells, then getting an agent would be a great idea, especially if you are speaking with the agent quite often. And then also a good thing is that you produce a lot of designs. So if you produce, say, pattern collections like once a month, or you're doing illustrations often, then getting an agent will be a great thing for you. So I just want to talk about my experience getting agents. So I did contact an agent while I was first in surface pattern, and I hadn't actually worked with any big companies, but they were looking for artists, so I thought I'd apply. It's something I've seen on a blog called Print and Pattern Blog, and so I applied to their agency, and I heard back probably within the next couple of days, and they really liked my work. And then I didn't hear anything from them, so I kept sending emails, no response. So then I called, the owner answered, and he was very polite, and then we talked about his agency and what he does, and he asked about myself, and then I got on really well. And then so I signed the contract, and then that was it. So I started producing work every month, and I was contacting but didn't hear anything. I was contacting, sending emails, didn't hear anything, sending my work, couldn't hear anything for months and months. And I was thinking, does this even work? And I was calling, and the receptionist saying, oh, he's busy, he's on this call, he's on this. And I was getting a bit worried, like, is it a scam or something? But I don't know if it was a scam or not, but it just wasn't contacting. So in the end, he did. And I said, why wasn't you contacting? He said, oh, I just didn't like the work that you sent. I was like, okay, why didn't you tell me? You know, communication is really key for me. So, and there was a few that he liked. And he said, oh, I'm going to go to Hemel I think it's Hangul Text. Sorry, I got this wrong. Basically, it's a show that's in, I think it's in Germany, where they do surface pattern. The surface pattern trade show. I sent some designs, didn't hear anything, and it's just like I didn't hear anything, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just start this. And I said, listen, it's not for me. I'm a person who likes to communicate, so we just parted ways. And that was it. So I then, at that point, I just thought I'd just do things myself, which was, trying to reach out for agents and things like that. I was on Pattern Bank. And then I saw another agent who was advertised on a Facebook group. And I should have hesitated because it wasn't a popular one. She just started out and things like that. But she's going to a show, and I thought, she's going to a show at least. So I applied, and she liked my work. And then she took my work to, not just mine, of the artists as well, to a show in, I think it was in Texas. I asked her how it went. She said, well, there wasn't any buyers this time. I was like, okay. And then there was a payment that you had to pay, and it was $40 a month. $40 a month. And she would promote your work. She was opposite to the other guy. She's in contact often, like sometimes a bit too much, but she would contact a lot. So I think I was there probably so it was like June, July, August. I think it was 6 months. I waited 6 months, and it was just like, why am I paying $40? I shouldn't be paying that if I'm not getting anything. It would be different if there was no payment, no charge, and then you just have to only take commission, which most agencies do. They just take a commission from what you've sold. So that could be between 20 to 50%. But it wasn't that. So basically it was $40 a month. And then if you did sell anything, they'll should take 2% from that. So, but to me it wasn't worthwhile, and I was like, no, it's not worth it for me, I'm not doing it. So I've had a bad experience with agents, and the only thing is, I would say, is that these agents weren't the right ones for me. So it's finding the right one, and I would probably go for ones that are more established rather than starter-ups or ones that people haven't heard of. So for me, I realised that I need to put the work in. So promoting your work on Instagram, if you're on Pinterest or LinkedIn, even if you like YouTube, whatever it is, promote your work and what you do, and you'll get noticed. And for me, I was using Instagram mainly, and a fabric shop that contacted me all the way from Czech Republic, and they licensed my designs, and they paid me straight away. So I was just like, wow, that's amazing. It just shows you that putting in the work and making the efforts and showing what you do is what will make things work for you. So that's what I would say. So those are the things that you can think about. I think in the future I would like to work with an agent, and there's actually one that I have my eyes on at the moment. It's Jennifer Nelson Artist. So I'm gonna try and contact them again. But at this time I think I'm just gonna work on certain things, because I think in particular they wanted hand lettering. They have a lot of hand lettering clients. So yeah, that is what I would suggest. So if you have any questions, write in the comments below and tell me what you would like to know, or if you have any questions about agents. If you like the content, please subscribe to this channel for more on surface pattern design and illustration. So thank you for watching, and have a lovely day. Bye.